Are there still places where time slows down and the rush of modern life fades into silence? Can luxury and solitude exist together in a way that feels natural instead of artificial? And what if such a place was hidden in plain sight, waiting quietly for those willing to wander off the beaten path? This is the story of a weekend inside a hidden luxury villa, a destination designed not only for rest, but for transformation. The approach to the villa feels like the first step into another realm. A narrow road weaves through dense trees, the sound of gravel blending with the call of birds. Each curve carries travelers deeper into seclusion until the world behind seems to vanish. Then, as the trees part, the villa emerges. Set against a backdrop of forested hills, framed by palms and glowing in the warm light of late afternoon, it stands as both a retreat and a revelation. Its design does not overwhelm with extravagance, but blends into the landscape as though nature itself decided to reveal a secret. The villa's exterior whispers elegance rather than shouting it. Stone walls echo the surrounding cliffs, wooden beams mirror the trees, and wide terraces stretch outward as though reaching for the horizon. But stepping inside reveals another story. Every room is an act of balance, where tradition and modernity meet without conflict. Glass panels from floor to ceiling transform walls into windows on the world. Polished stone reflects light, while handcrafted wood beams soften it. The architecture is not about confinement, but release, creating spaces that breathe and invite those within to breathe alongside them. Every element tells a story that connects past to present. Carved arches lead into sunlit courtyards, antique tiles line the floors, and vintage beams stretch across ceilings. These reminders of history are preserved rather than erased, woven into a design that embraces both memory and innovation. The villa does not deny its origins, but honors them, creating an atmosphere where the old and the new exist as partners. Beauty here is not the product of erasure, but of careful preservation. Outside, the landscape becomes part of the architecture. A terrace unfolds into an infinity pool that stretches seamlessly toward the horizon. During the day, the water reflects drifting clouds, creating the illusion of floating within the sky itself. As the sun sets, the pool glows with the fire of twilight, each ripple painted in orange and pink. At night, the surface turns into a mirror for the stars, making the heavens feel as close as the water beneath. The pool is more than a feature, it is a lens, framing each hour of the day as a different masterpiece. Surrounding the villa, gardens wind outward in quiet elegance. Pathways lined with palms and flowering plants lead to shadow groves and small stone alcoves, perfect for moments of reflection. Bridges arc over narrow streams, leading to gazebos tucked into corners where silence reigns. At the edge of the property, a waterfall tumbles gently into a pool, its sound a soft rhythm against the backdrop of the forest. These gardens are not forced into strict order, but allowed to breathe with the land, creating a harmony that feels organic. Every turn offers discovery, and every path feels like a conversation between design and nature. Meals in this villa are not simple rituals of hunger, but celebrations of place. Morning begins with bowls of fruit as vivid as gemstones, still warm breads, and coffees whose aroma carries through the air. Lunchtime takes place outdoors beneath shaded pergolas, where herbs picked from the garden bring freshness to every dish. Evening brings a performance of flavor and atmosphere. Lanterns scatter light across the terrace, the pool glows in twilight, and plates arrive in a procession that honors both local traditions and global sophistication. The experience of dining here is not about quantity or excess, but about care, craft, and the feeling of being fully present. Privacy is the rarest luxury, and it is the essence of the villa. Unlike bustling resorts, every corner here belongs entirely to those who dwell within it. Swim at any hour, wander barefoot across gardens, or sit beneath the stars until dawn. There are no interruptions, no intrusions. This is luxury not measured by crystal chandeliers or towering lobbies, but by space, silence, and freedom. In a world where life is lived on constant display, the absence of an audience is indulgence itself. Yet the villa does not exist in isolation. Beyond its boundaries, the surrounding region provides a counterpoint to its stillness. Villages nearby carry on with unhurried rhythm. Markets fill with the colors of produce and textiles, farmers work the fields, and daily rituals unfold as they have for generations. To witness the simplicity after hours within the villa is to see beauty from two sides: the sophistication of crafted retreat and the authenticity of lived tradition. Together they enrich one another, reminding visitors that both extravagance and simplicity hold their own truths. As the day draws to its close, the villa takes on its most enchanting character. The sky burns in hues of crimson and violet, and the infinity pool catches every shade. Lanterns glow softly across terraces and gardens, while shadows lengthen into shapes of mystery. The atmosphere shifts into reverence, as though the land itself pauses to honor the passing of the day. Beauty here is not manufactured. It is elemental, born of sky, water, and silence. Night deepens and unveils yet another transformation. The villa recedes into pools of golden candlelight, while the stars spread endlessly above. Reflected in the dark mirror of the pool, constellations appear doubled, surrounding the villa in celestial light. It becomes a sanctuary not only of earth, but of sky, a reminder of how vast the world is, and yet how close it can feel when observed from silence. With the arrival of dawn, another face is revealed. Mist curls across the hills, soft light paints the terraces in pale gold, and the first songs of birds echo through the gardens. The pool shimmers like glass, holding the colors of morning. It is a scene not of grandeur, but of delicacy, a beauty that speaks in whispers. In these moments, time itself seems hesitant to move forward. Every journey reaches its conclusion, and so too does this weekend. The villa stands unchanged as guests depart, but it leaves behind something less tangible. Memories linger not only of architecture and design, but of stillness, perspective, and presence. The true gift of such a retreat is not in what is seen, but in what is felt. The realization that beauty does not always announce itself loudly, but often waits quietly to be discovered. Hidden villas such as this one invite reflection. How many others exist across the globe, concealed among forests, perched above oceans, or resting silently in valleys? How many remain unmarked on maps, waiting for those willing to search? The questions matter more than the answers, for they remind us that the world is still filled with wonder. True escape is not only from places, but from the pace of life itself, and sanctuaries like this one hold the key. This story closes not with an ending, but with an opening. The villa is one of retreat among many, a single door into stillness. Beyond it lie countless others, cottages by the sea where waves sing against stone, mountain lodges where mist crowns the peaks, inside hideaways where horizons stretch without end. Each holds a different form of beauty, each extends the invitation further. The road continues, and the journey has only just begun.